Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel. So a couple of videos ago I counted my calories and I did explain in that video that previously I was eating like 1200 calories and then I had increased my calories and now I eat a lot more. And then a lot of comments on that video were, how did you increase your metabolism, eat more food? So I thought I'd do a whole separate video just addressing that and what I did to increase my metabolism and eat more food. Want to do a quick disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist and this isn't very science-based. I'm not going to go into that because that's not my forte. This is more based on my personal experiences. So basically, if you're watching this video, you're probably here because you went on a diet. You may have saw some like fat loss results first up, but then your body adapts and you have to eat less calories to get fat loss. And then your body adapts to that and then you have to eat less calories than that. And basically you end up eating no calories and not seeing the results you want to see. So this is definitely my story. I was your classic yo-yo dieter. I would always be dieting and it definitely got to a point where I was eating 1200 calories and I wasn't seeing results. If I ate more, I'd put on weight. I was in this really tough, horrible spot. So now I'm eating 2200, whereas before previously I was probably on 1200, so 1000 more calories is a lot. So I'm going to explain to you 3 simple steps to sort of get to that spot, increase your calories. Honestly, when I first experienced eating more food and getting leaner, like it's the best thing ever and I want you all to experience it. So let's get straight into it. Just a quick intro into a metabolism. Your metabolism can't necessarily be damaged, but what happens is you ate a certain way and your metabolism adapts to that way, and so it is slower and adapted to eating a certain amount of calories. But the good news is you can increase your metabolism, eat more food, and you can go the opposite way. Step number 1, you need to slow down with what exercise you are doing. So when I was on 1200 calories, I was working out probably 6 times a week, 45-minute HIIT sessions. And I remember I went to my PT, LJ, and she was like, hey, you got to stop the cardio. It's like way too much in your body. And I remember saying to her, no, like I feel good, like my body loves this training. And that was a complete lie that I was telling myself because I thought if I stopped doing cardio and HIIT so much that I would put on weight. Turns out when I really gave my body a rest, I felt 100 times better. Now I only do like HIIT cardio probably at the most 3 times a week. It's usually 1 or 2. So first step, I need you to basically cut whatever you're doing in half. So if you're doing a 40-minute HIIT sessions, do 20. If you're working out 7 times a week, really slow down. Focus on sleep and getting your body less stressed, and then these changes will be so much easier. Okay, so the next step I did was incorporating weight training. So I was that girl who never did a lot of weight training because I do actually put on muscle quite easy, and I was like, no, I'll get bulky. I don't want to look bulky. I just want to be toned. Guys, if you are a girl, it's actually extremely hard to put on muscle. But on the flip side, for every half a kilo of muscle that you put on, your body has to burn an extra 50 calories. I think that's right. My muscle mass since eating 1200 calories to now, I did work it out, and it's at least 6 kilos, which is like, I'm not good at maths, but like an extra 500 to 600 calories that my body has to eat to maintain this new muscle mass. So weight training is literally the best thing you can do. It is so good, and weight training is actually just so good for your mental health, for your bones, and I could not recommend it enough. You'll notice that you just have to eat more food and your metabolism will increase to maintain the new muscle mass. And I noticed such a big increase in my metabolism by weight training. It did take a couple of months, but 100%. Also, quick tip guys, during this whole period of increasing your metabolism, do not focus on the scale because muscle weighs way more than fat. So you may stay the same or even increase on the scales, but you could be losing fat. So I highly recommend not weighing yourself and instead just going off how your clothes feels, photos, and stuff like that. Okay, so let's get into eating, and this is kind of my step 3 that I did. You need to start increasing your food. So basically I just added more food like every couple of weeks. So for example, my lunches are very simple. I usually have like sweet potato, veggies, chicken. So for example, for 1 week, I just add in a tiny bit more. Also, one of the biggest things that really helped with my metabolism is I stopped snacking and rather I just had 3 big meals. I know that's contrary to what like a lot of people say, but personally that helped so much because I was finding you'd have this meal and then you're like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, and then you'd snack and then that's like a half meal, and I find my snacks are always high in sugar, and yeah, it just wasn't working out. Whereas now I have breakfast and my main meals are big until I'm full, and then I don't need to eat until the next meal. Like I never have to snack, and I found that was such a game changer because snacking can be very confusing when you're intuitively trying to master how your body like feels and wants food, because usually snacks are sweet. Basically, I just started eating a tiny bit more every couple of weeks, and gradually I was just eating a lot more. And I know that sounds like too simple, but it can be that simple. Actually, I'm gonna add in a 4th step, and this is I shifted my focus. So previously, I probably very much like you at the moment, if you are watching this video, you're very focused on how you look. You may be very focused on the scale and what you're eating, and you need to shift your focus. So I shifted my focus from the scale, from how I was looking, to how I was feeling, and also I got obsessed with my weight training, increasing weights, getting personal best. And it felt so good because I was no longer focusing on, you know, am I skinny yet? Have I lost the weight yet? And I was focusing on, wow, this more food is making me feel good, and I'm noticing like I'm a way nicer person and I'm way happier, and then I'm seeing my weights increase and I'm getting stronger and it feels good. And I think like I put on like a tiny bit of weight, and then like it evened out, and then I lost weight and I was eating 1,000 more calories. And it's kind of just like your body resetting, because if you go through these processes and you really listen to your body and you stop the diets that are completely contrary to intuitively eating, because you cannot obviously increase your metabolism and increase your food if you are constantly thinking about what you should restrict. It's the opposite. We're not restricting, we're adding more food in, but it's amazing because you feel good. You're able to do so much more. Like my strength compared to when I was on like 1,200 calories to now is ridiculous. You need to think, hey, can I do this for the rest of my life? And if it's a no, something needs to change. You need to implement this, and don't think about the short time. Shift your focus to something else. It doesn't have to be weight training. It can just be shifting your focus to focus on something else that is not your weight. Fix yourself in regards to like eating more food and feeling good, and then later down the track you can definitely focus on your appearance again. Like that's what I did, and I realized that a year after I increased my metabolism and felt amazing, it's actually quite easy to lose weight. Whereas before, if you were like me, you were stuck in this rut where it was so difficult. Anyway, I kind of went off on a bit of a rant, but it's just something I'm really passionate about because I have been in that really dark, horrible place where I'm eating zero food, feeling like crap, and you think if you start increasing your food and start decreasing your activity, you're just going to put on all this weight. And yes, you might put on a tiny bit of weight, bit. Your body does not want to be overweight and feel gross and bad and tired and drained. It wants to feel good, and you need to trust your body. Also, I know like I keep talking about like kind of my fitness journey in different like patches, and I am thinking it is time for me to just do like a sit down video about my whole fitness journey and my relationship with food and all that sort of stuff. So if that is something you want to see, like this video, let me know. I can do that. I definitely feel like I'm at a good point where I can talk about it, whereas before I previously just like didn't want to talk about it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.